Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. And recently I bought this little incense tray with little incense packs, and I thought it would make a nice gift. However, the packaging that it came in actually has all of these prices on it. Nobody wants to give someone something that has the price printed on the box. So that's an excuse to make a new box, isn't it? So I have decided that I am using Nature's Sweetness Designer Series paper and Pebbled Path and Basic White card. And I will be using the Lovely and Sweet stamp set and the coordinating dies. I haven't played with these for quite some time, and they need a bit of love. So you will get all of the measurements from my blog post. There'll be a link to that in the description for this video. Already gone ahead and prepped most of the bits. The decoration I'm still a little bit about, so we'll find out how that goes. Right, so first of all, let's make the box. This is Pebbled Path card and measures 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 inches, and I want to score that on all 4 sides at 1.5 inches. Just going to use my paper trimmer for that. We have the scoring blade and the cutting blade, so I'm going to put that cutting blade well out of the way and just score that at 1.5 inches. That side. Sew the lid around. That's 2 sides done. And number 3. And then finally the last one, 1.5 inches. Okay, so put that to the side and we'll deal with the lid. And this piece measures 5 5/16. So that's 5 1/4 and then just that extra little smidge. And it's just so that we've got that little bit of leeway for the thickness of the card to go over the side of the box. For these next 2 pieces, I have mixed up the score lines, so I will need to correct this later on in the video. You'll see me do that then. This one I want to score at 3/4 of an inch, so I'm actually measuring it this side this time. 3/4, 3/4. 3/4 and 3/4. Okay, now my lid is going to have my box is going to have 2 sections in it. So I have this sort of center middle lid, if you like, which hopefully will make more sense when we actually do it. And this is 4 5/8 of an inch. So 4 5/8 squared, and this one I'm going to score at 1 inch. Again, all 4 sides. And last one. As I say, hopefully this will make sense about a middle lid when we start putting it together. Okay, so let's again start with the base. Just gonna burnish those score lines. Alright, and then get my paper snips. And I'm just going to cut up at that corner to that horizontal line there and take a little wedge out either side of that. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that's me done one. I'm just going to pivot that around and then do the same at each corner. Okay, pivot around, cut up that score line just to this score line, chop a bit out, and chop a bit off that side too. Okay. And then the last one, just exactly the same again. Alright, let's get rid of all those bits out of the way. And now looks, now looks like that. Okay. To assemble that, I'm going to add glue to these tabs. Fold that up, line up that cut edge with that folded edge there, give that a press. Okay, and then just do the same on the next one. I've got a little bit of card overhanging there, I didn't quite cut off properly. So that one as well, and then with the last two you're better adding your glue to both of them at the same time. And then fold that up, line that up, give it a good press, and then exactly the same there. So we now have our base. That's going to have the little bit of safety instructions that were in the box, and then my little tray there. This middle piece, again, I need to fold and burnish. And this time what I want to do is actually take out each corner. So I'm going to cut straight up there, and then I'm going to cut straight up there and take that square out completely. Okay, same on each of these. So now I have just remembered that I had decided I was going to put a piece of designer series paper in the bottom there. So I've cut 3 pieces, and I think I'm going to go with this one in the bottom. That one is going to go on, well, it's not going to go on there, it'll need to be trimmed down. Have I got that right? Or is that rather too small? It is a little bit too small. I clearly got my measurements wrong, but will it work? Yes, it will work. And I'm just going to put those on there, like that, and then my lid on top. Okay. I will work out what that should have been. I'll put the correct measurements in my blog post. I'm just hoping the lid works now. I've got that completely wrong. Oh, do you know what? I think this middle one, I've done this. That's what I've done wrong. The measurements were right, but instead of scoring that at 1 inch, that should have been at 3/4 of an inch. And instead of this one being at 3/4 of an inch, that should have been at 1 inch. I will fix that. But I'm gonna actually just go with that one. Right, oh, actually, do I want that one there? That's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, let's do that. I know it seems a little bit of a shame to hide the gold, but I do quite like that as well. And it's just a little extra bit. So that is 3 inches by 3 inches. And if I had done the middle bit correctly, that would have been the same measurement. But it's not. I am going to fix that. So I'm going to cut another piece for my lid and for the centre section, and then I'm going to come back and we'll do it correctly. I have cut my 2 pieces of white again. So my smaller one is 4 5/8 by 4 5/8, and this is the one that I need to score at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and then cut the corners out on that one. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to edit this video now for this to make sense, but I'll try my very best. And then this one is for the top and is 5 5/16, and this is the one I want to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay. Okay, right. So back to the middle piece, and I'm going to quickly fold and burnish those, and I'm going to chop out all of the squares at each corner. Okay, so just straight up, score lines either side, take those out. Like that. And there we go. So now, hopefully this time, when I fold that, it will sit nice and neatly in there, like that. Okay, but I need to make it easier for that to be pulled out, and I want to decorate it a little bit as well. So I have this lovely gold piece that I'm going to pop on there. All 3 parts of this DSP measure 3 inches by 3 inches. Just to keep it nice and simple. And then I could chop and change my mind of which ones I wanted to use where. Okay. Now, there is a little sort of tab in the dies, this one here, and I have already used that to cut a piece of pebbled path. Now I'm just going to get a ruler, and I can use my grid mat to make sure that I'm getting this kind of straight. Doesn't really matter. And then I'm just going to bend that up like that. Okay, and that's going to be like a little handle, if you like, for pulling that up. So just putting a bit of glue on there, and I'm going to pop that in the middle ish, like so. Okay, so we can leave that to set. Bring that back in and see what I'm doing. Okay, so we've got that going in there, covering the little bowl. And we now need to do our lid. And given how disastrous my making has been today, I'm taking a risk, but I will add the decorations before I build this. So these pieces are for the sides, and I think the outer bit, the backing bit, was 3 1/8 by 7/8, and then the designer series paper is 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so they are going to go on each of the sides. Like that. And then we can fold and burnish them in a moment as well. Or you could do that beforehand, and then it might actually be a little bit easier to see where your scored lines are once you've burnished them. And get these panels centered and straight, like so. Like that. Bit of card, pebbled part might be a little bit big, but never mind. Such pretty paper, isn't it, with the white and gold. Okay, and then we've got this, again, is 3 inches by 3 inches, and then onto this bit that's 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, so you've just got a tiny little margin around that one, and that is going to go in the middle. Tilting that up so I can see it a little bit better to try and get it in the middle. Just use my bone folder to give that all a little bit of a press down. I would normally leave that a moment or two before I did the next stage, but you don't want to wait for that, and to be honest, neither do I. Right, so as with the base, I'm going to cut up that score line to that horizontal, take a little wedge out either side. Okay, swizzle that around and do exactly the same here. Little wedge out, and again like that. Up the score line, wedge out, and then final one. Like so. All right, and to make sure that our lid fits perfectly, I'm going to build it around my base. Okay, so that tab, give it some glue, hopefully, like that. Bring that around. Okay. Same here. A little bit of glue on that tab. Bring that round like that. Might be better to do it that way. And then again, the final two I want to do at the same time. So glue on there and glue on there. I think I might need a new glue. Try and remember before my next video. There we go. I've got that all in line there. Let's take that, ease that back out, and then just give that a press down. Right, let's see if we can arrange these. It's kind of camouflaging the little pool there. And then pop that on there, nice snug as a bug. Just need to do a little bit of decoration. There are some gorgeous little flowers, and you get 4 of those dies, I think they might be slightly different sizes. Yeah, those ones are smaller. But it means you can die cut a lot all at once. So I've actually die cut them from Wild Wheat. So Pebbled Path and Wild Wheat are in colours, and they will be disappearing at the end of April this year. So I've just die cut a few of those, and I've got a piece of basic white, and I'm going to use this die, and I need to get a block and a stamp. So I'm just going to keep the decoration on the top really simple because the paper's so much wow anyway. And this one says, just sending a bit of love your way. So let's pop that on a block, and I will grab my Wild Wheat. Wild Wheat or Pebbled Path? I'll go Wild Wheat. Pop that on there, just send a bit of love your way. And then I can die cut that. Pop that on, grab a little bit of my used washi. Well, it's very used, isn't it? Let's try another bit. Like that. Let me put this out of the way and quickly die cut that with my mini. There we go. Right, so I think I want to, so see, this is the bit where I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to do here, but I think I just want to put some little extra flowers around about. I'll pop that up with some dimensionals, and I think that might do it. Right, let's just turn that over and add go 3 dimensionals down the middle. Like that. Actually, I think I might go that way. And then just pop some of these on and around. So, tiny little bit of glue in the centre there, hopefully. A little bit much, so I'll just use one of those corners I cut off as a little glue spreader. Just pop that on there. Let's go with a little one down here as well. And maybe one large one. I can pick it up. Up the top on here. And then I'll just add a couple of little ones around about. There. I'll do it. And one there, why not? And I think that will do me nicely. So we've got our little box. Take that lid off and go, oh, those are pretty. Nice little bit of incense. Oh, that's interesting. Pull that out, and then you've got your little bow as well. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I've enjoyed making this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you have time. And if you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button, click the bell and get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.